Sebio ya anansi story diseni amanfo ebebo muslimu keka no na bible no abrofo no maaye no ne yeti ha ne yesom nyame abrofo maaye no ne yenim nyankopon abrofo maaye no na se broni na de bible baaye mu nsem bebre obi kura kan so bible no kura mpo no enka no kore ohwe yesu wo ni ne usori a esono ne Paul kan esono ne Matthew sene Matthew narrative osori no na esono sene Mark narrative ne de ene so sene John so narrative ne de enti ade no kura no enye no kore but ya na erefi ho se uko school no mamu topic ba ko se montro myself kro na na munyina mo twro but esono bia ne we sa oyusu di twro enti ebia wonte ne ma bia senti wadwen ye se twro no kra no enye no kore oba the Church of Pentecost ye tenant of the church di kan the Bible the Bible enti senetie no enti ene ye ade aye ba besua no principles of Bible interpretation. We are talking about Bible hermeneutics. Bible hermeneutics. And this ultimate sani me yasia ebeboa ama twro no okan a obeti ase no wati ase yeni asori penny elder wonderful ADJEI-ARTHUR elder wonderful ADJEI-ARTHUR the Church of Pentecost osom ewo BK Arthur Memorial Temple ewo Kenton Chrono District under the Bompata area Odium eho ena osom ono ena anopei yene no ehia yene no eba betwetwe enkomo a obekyerekere yen me a medi dwumade ho chia me medin e the elder Stephen Tete me and I'm a preside over the Kenton Chrono English Assembly of the Kenton Chrono District under the Bompata area. Chief Executive Producer of this program, Elder Dennis Owusu, ono eno akikanyama esiani, ono chese fafaha, sa eno ono washe jumedi ne kama. Ye live ewo Facebook echegu, ana ye live enso ewo YouTube enso echegu. Edino Pent Radio 100.1 FM, Pent Radio 100.1 FM. Okay, say KOK ana odie ewram ewo enti men sabre bebre no yenko na yenko hye yenko motwetwe no ase elder wonderful ADJEI-ARTHUR atnase obekire yen about hermeneutics no yesoso ho kakra ena yesanso osanso ekire yen Bible translation. The first topic ye Bible translation or my here say Bible no say ye di free kasa ye di troye Aramaic, Hebrew and Greek no mu ediba meme kasem wonso kasem se na be ya wonso beti ase na wate ase yi obekire yen and o my di nti a wo say translate Bible no se na etie e wo ho Egypt ho no no say Egypt wo din wo Bible mu pa but ene wo ko Egypt a enkramusom e na edo so ho ni nyina ene se na tro no kasa no translation ya hwe nti dumebi papa ma eti asese dumebi na nipa hunu se ya amaama amufuo bi no mu ade enti na nya omo ade enso eba no sa ma ade no ekofo wo baabi enei aboa ama ya translate Bible no ko kasa hodo bebre mu ama wonso timi kan oye twini a onya bi wo ekan oye agbeni oye akuapemni oye kroboni oye sahwini ni nyina otimi ekan oye broni nso a eno nso ewo English no crowd of different so many versions a onya kan ye free ho ene be hwe hermeneutics enso ewo ho ene no ye share ye stick it to the principles of Bible hermeneutics and as a Bible interpretation ankasa na ma yetimi atiase yi papa atna seminko na mana kwaba elder wonderful ADJEI-ARTHUR papa yamwa kwaba
yes sir
na apomute sen
erade adom ye ho ye pa
ye share scholars of the gospel or of the Bible no say ya na ade no enkoye argument bebre de opeso sua de no o say ye wo mo a bibi ekire wo madwene na omunye nya obi a obehye da atima akire mo wate ase yie pote enti oguso ehwehwe so bete ase saafo no ho ene ye wo mo nso a omo no ono onye na adwun so obesua de ne de ne se obe criticize ne de ne se ono de Bible ndi ahu munyai de no akeka nsa ne de ne se obe criticize saafo no Bible se bi o se eni enye chinye hunu nti chinye obu ho no nye na adwun sa de na opa asua ono ne de ne se opeso criticize Bible no na nyame som ye krepo no na yeyi anka wa meto and because the poor mo abreso na manfo sorry so nye ne eda so ejina ne na so enti omo my ready say on person musua de na de e kire o madwene no omo bisa ho question no saafo no na enayi ye hie yi se ye ni omo wo ba be kire na yate ase nti etiefo ebere sem ye bibia homa na atom na wo nso wafrɛ wo question bi bisa wo verse bi wo bible no mo a wo kan a wo nhye da nte ase wo topic bi wo passage bi wo bible no mo a wo kan a wo nhye da nte ase who say a contradictory bible no nso no enye contradictory say one tia so beka say contradictory nti adenti na sa verse na kire wadwe wo fi say contradictory no enye contradictory de kire wadwe no mpacho fabra text fafa your WhatsApp number no so 0538 520 444 0538 520 444 what kind passage be our Mark what kind almost the same thing our Matthew what kind be our be a Deuteronomy ebi what kind the same thing so be our first or second Samuel ama uhunu say ade odi ase hwehwe aso unhye da nte ase uhunu say e contradictory nso empanifo na omasua ade na akọ akiri say bible no enye contradictory unte ase ya no hunu say nti de kire wadwene no test fafa number iso na fabra wa mo hwe o Facebook nso no obetimi de message na fa ho papa be kire ye bie phone lines no so a obetimi be say question ya chechim ye be sori so 11:55 a.m. It's 10:25. Papa, if you to say,
Radiadum,
yo, Kenton Chrono District, any ADJEI-ARTHUR Memorial, so how to say,
Radiadum, you go so.
Yo, the Radia say, only a besia dear, Bible translation. Emma, which here say, you translate Bible, no free casa, Edico Casa Hudum, na man 40 years. Na oyasan so ebe hwe hermeneutics no so kakra ye pese e recap kakra de yedi kan asua no ba bia ye free ene ba bia ya ba bedui na fe yato aso ne
yedi kan edin chiakase pa ema mi area head Apostle Victor Asamoah ene ema me afi we papa ba ko na nkoye area head that say owo kwada so
okay
Apostle yawaje kwati also Apostle bichia opa bichia me pastor Ernest Kwabnado pastorado ene mama Mercy ya me inshiramo pa ewo senior uma ho kwan na onamo so eboai ewo Kentin Chrono District afi Kentin Chrono District fo nyina so ye chiamo enkanka magusuafo a minimum ADJEI-ARTHUR Memorial Temple. Ye presiding elder Eric Kojo Apia. Ye chiamu nyina. Afi mia me maame ene me kanfo ne me dofo. Anti Becky baby a obi a samri. Ye chiao pa.
Ma Becky me so me chiao pa. Ma me pa no no. Ah ye on family agro kra.
Esa ni e ka translation ho asem. Ye kan say translation iti an say. Ashase no wo de Hebrew kasa Aramaic kasa ene tro apam dada no apam foforo no so wodi Greek kasa ene nsemfua bi nso wo ho a eno so Aramaic kasa ahase wodi tro Bible no na etwase ye dane mu ekọ kasa horuo mu ma nipa no tinyame asem ewo noa ne kasa mu eno na mani hunu se Nyankopon ye nyina ye Nyankopon
okay
you can assembly say if your God does not speak your language, then he's not your God.
Nan kan pese me boss atiku no.
Nti Nyankopon ye nyina ye Nyankopon a so eka ye nkasa. Nti yetu anamon se ne be ya ye de Bible no ebekọ kasa horo nyina mu.
Okay.
San se kasa bia wade bi wo mu a Awurade na mu mo ote Bible na se yi. Nti yete nyame asem no wo yen ay kasa mu a eboa nya entiase pa. Enu ye free ho no ehunu se e wo se nyame asem odi amaye no nso yete ase nti ye behwe hermeneutics
ye hwe the rudiments of Bible interpretation the rudiments the basics of Bible interpretation
ena de na otwe a eto aso da ye bi hia biu no ye hwe hermeneutics ye kan se sa asem tintintin hermeneutics ana Bible interpretation no ni tietia no se asem no a wo twere ma nipa binom ana nipa bi twere de mam nipa binom e wo Bible mu no samra no nipa wodi kan etwere ma wo no entiase be no munya fa asem no ho na santiase no nso yen panyin so kwan be ne be fa so e de etu anamo enti we seek to understand the meaning as it applied to the original hearers
okay
and then we apply it in a contemporary situation. Sanya asase for no etiye no entiase be no munyaye. Yem payin so kwan ben ye befa so e de sa entiase no etu anamo. Yeah, I'm say ye case studies be efa baby or say men share obata de obema share obata de obanso nche be mata de we fu a enua no ma mienu mfa materials mienu enye Deuteronomy 25 ene ehunu say the meaning a omunyan ne say ade bia a create identity problem wo hwe sa de ontumi hu say oba e be ma afu ontumi hu say body fu e banchi fu ade bia create identity problem no e wo say Christopher ya avoid it.
Okay,
Inti me bra me bo no e create identity problems ye hu sem ye Christoni o sem ye Christoni a e wo say mehwe inti meaning ne say men create anything bia e memia bibia e be ma identity crisis aba.
Okay,
Inti ye de ba ye mpanyin so a kwan e be fa so e de aye adwuma ene say ye ma bibia e be ma nipa adult ye Christo so.
Okay,
Ye fa another case study say momfa mfia no kronkron enye den
enchiacha mo Romans 16:16
greet one another with a holy case.
A holy case.
Now who say greeting somebody with a holy case at that time no
Radio
greeting the person sincerely. So say odomu
odok kwan so no kre kwan so
bibia nta akire no kuradie mu nti ye kwan so kwan be ne be fa so ye be chia ye nua e be kire odo a as a hypocrisy bi anim eno ne sen yetumi die nsato ye nsem ye be chia etotem bi kura ye hage ye ya wa atu nti the meaning of that message that's some kind say greet one another with a holy case no and it's a greet one another sincerely.
Okay,
Inti how are we going to apply that in our situation? Inti hermeneutics the tintini tiatia ne say enti asia ashase for ni nyaye no kwan be ne be fa so de tu anamo e yemri
oh yenso yempe so all right enti de edi kan suaye no e na ya bone tofa e de amount no so ye di kan share Bible translation and ye be share the rudiments, in other words the basics of Bible translation and then also papa echichiri mu no enti ende ye share hermeneutics no ankasa Bible interpretation ankasa eno na ene edru so a ye ba be hwe enti onua ben wa fidie no maka say passage ben na wo kan wo Bible no mu a wo kan bi wo ha san ko kan bi wo ha ase aya wo say ade no ase ensisi so ma wo daute ase contradictory no ma wo bo modern na send it fabra your number no 0538 520 444 0538 520 444 uyo obi a odawote Bible no wo say Bible no enka nokre ekoka sei wa ha na beka sei wa ha ena yaka just there bi entesa Bible no de aka bia no baako na onso se ontiase na tiete sa de ekire wadwene no fabra na ene papa tena sei ye behwe na ye di ho enkomo sene etie enti ye behwe the key principles are a govern a translation eniama me kind Bible na was me person me tiase no eniama I was a guide me principles
yo nedi kai mense na menka say translation ye your friend say hermeneutics a very broad area na in fact ye hermeneutics in 1 hour no ye de tutu wa te say ya ma nsuo bucket ba ko say fadware oso no
and ebro ni beka is a drop in the ocean
enti ni oba ye no say wodi nsuo no be fa ho kakra ba to kasa wodi gu ni ho ma na afo a anhwe a unu ni na
enru ba bia
enti ye be hwe anoma bi in broad terms na erade ma ho kwan a that kro yakọ into details na ye hwe principles of biblical interpretation and now ye can say guidelines bi o ho say ye hye no so
okay
one yen kai say nyame asem no erade a na tworoye o ma ne ho kronkron eja ne ma wo tworoye na obi nso ka asem na opese o ti asem na ase pa nipa wo so okọ ne ho first nipa o ka asem no ono obetumi a kire mu pa nti se ho kronkron enam nam ne maso e pentiase efri nyame asem pa e pese interpretation pa ye pemini ne pa e wo se man paebo ewura mu pa e wo se ye bom pae ne to so bio kan Bible no e wo version a wo ti ase mu
okay
enti yes sabe me kan brofo Bible amenti ase a chenchena no ana me kan. In fact for one ma e wa advantage etimi kan Bible no in the original Hebrew and Greek no. Praise God. But ebia wo wontimi kan in the original Hebrew and Greek a wasante wo fante won kran ne kan nya wote ase mu. Etote mi so a just all combine wo be kan brofo no akan twi na wo kan in the number of versions and be boa emoate ase. Ne tosu bio nso ene se anamo wa yetui ebirim konkan. Into books be helps me to say Bible commentaries ne Bible dictionaries ne ade no eboa.
Okay.
Commentaries ndo so ebinye. I must admit ebinye. But generally there are some very good ones. You say when we suffer doing comma, wait me a guide you to get a good commentary. Beboa mo atiase. Okay. But yeah, core principles no so. First with the principle of simplicity.
The principle of simplicity.
Simplicity.
Okay.
On say nyamia kasa no pese yeti ase. Nyina yenya letters aye kan. Yetimi efa newspapers e kan, yetimi fa books e kan. Enti wo kan Bible the first step obey say the original friend saying the straightforward grammatical sense no fire no. Okay. Okay. Especially in the narratives. I told him be an per se ye spiritualize the idea no bebre. And no more. For instance, David F mobile 5. David fa mobile 5 no. Mobile 5 no ye chere yen. En chere hwi. Oni
Goliath ntokwa no.
Oni Goliath mobile 5 no. Enyina ho ma hwi. Ebinom say mobile 5 no gina ho ma Jesus.
Jesus.
Na me say, inti se wo kan wo twi ya. Yesu eye 4 letters no. Bo ba ko ne bende. Uko Greek a Jesus eye 6 letters no. If ko ba ko be na aka ho. Enti boba 5 means boba 5. It's a straightforward simple understanding. Find it straight. Okay. Yenim yenti of 5 but of mobile 5. Ebi ni say na Zacchaeus yes no enipatietia. Ebi chirem say na sheda nye enipatietia but boninti sunsum no am na etietia. Ni Zacchaeus enipatietia means Zacchaeus enipatietia. Simple, straightforward.
Ne stature no.
Ne stature no.
The physical the idea ni hu no.
It is ye kan ba na baby bibia pese ye chirem ni a spiritual meaning behind it. Even a problem. Okay. Especially in the narratives. That is the first thing. But you want to say we no. And now you can say Bible no book no there are so many types of literature yeah. Style bebre and ya dia tro Bible no munsem. Ye were narratives. Amanebo. Ye were laws embra aiwom. Ye were abebuo proverbs and ya de.
100.1 FM.
Bia no the guidelines ye de interpret.
Ye de interpret okay.
For instance, your fact narratives are a year more or less history ya record.
They are money abono.
A money bo.
The AC and I bought in Chilima money.
And you bought Chilima money. But so be pa. What kind narratives now? And time said and can send panu your and a papa and your papa. Solomon, a ware a ma a handsome. Me who baby I can say Solomon worry a ma handsome na e boni. Okay. Me hu ni baby a obi be ka say oh o ware ma handsome no omtwetwe na your friend say na dwen ekodi abosonson enu nti ena ma eye boni but ka say Ahab na ne yire ba ko but Jezebel problem of posu yare Solomon yire ma handsome na posu sa problem no nti Bible ni nchirem say ne yire ma handsome no na eye na enye until you will need to refer to other parts of the Bible. Okay. I can say about our okay. Now the assess the narrative no can. Until ye kind narratives are. Now we want to make a straightforward doctrine out of the narratives no. A tricky kakra. A tricky kakra. Lot mama no. E dada omo papa ene mo no omo die no. Yet ye hu evaluation bi wo. Say your papa na enye. Ye hunu bibi asa ye si ye no abo amane nemo also the to other parts of the Bible say eni say obi a oni ne ye boja ba ko ne da you will need other parts of the Bible.
And on a bema who say, ye see our lot, and then the man in Temono, Ayabone.
Good. In the narratives, one here yet now person a straightforward doctrine out of the narrative. Why we are no any problem.
Okay.
And Pempi, oh, Bible say Ezekiel cry, ye say. Bible say Elijah cry, ye say. Say Elijah, ye, and no quan man in your papa and your bonnet. But fatu to Bible in kind who says, sir, and I want Elia 2 years, no, a papa and ye.
Okay.
Auntie, as you look at the narratives, you would need other parts of the Bible to be able to assess and evaluate it. You were lost, our Bible. Embra, especially who can most say, and woman, embra bebre woman, a straightforward command.
Okay.
I said, yeah, that was say, yeah. Now, make us say, okay, Mrado Marco.
Pens Radio, yes,
21.
Emra Hodono.
613. Emra Hodo Marco 613.
A Hansiani Dumiansa.
And a radidema nema. Mradu no more or less a summary of Mrana my but Mrana you do. Mrafa bibia ho adwadie afuo ye bibia ho ewo Mranum 613 laws. But you be Mrana ubenya 3 types of laws.
Eduno.
No, 613
no.
Ubenya 3 types. But what the moral aspect?
Okay.
Near funny pan is subai and then a brabo. Near Tosubio the ceremonial was no mrani bibi or a free mre comreno. And what is adding year Juma? Obia bonia, a forbo was obo, or bow wa, then ye edit no obi yaria. These were ceremonial and yet daddy.
Okay.
And obito emra ceremonial and moral ones na our punishment ye demano. And see the judicial laws.
Judicial laws, okay.
Moral laws, ceremonial laws, judicial laws. And then yem paying so. Emu dia hina be ye adwuma. Emu dia hina esan Yesu Kristo na adwuma be ye enti e de beto nchen. Ye hunu ne sa ye be feel say ne mo se kan mra ni nyina ena ni ne nyina o se ye de ye adwuma.
Tisania omu Francis for ko bisa Yesu say Moses say sebribinti obi eja ne yira o ma no certificate.
Nti eno ye de be ye adwuma na na. Nti wa hu. Nti say ye hunu the difference between near moral and near ceremonial and near judicial. And here the nina be phrase once I wa Bible no I see any nina ye adwuma. Inti that's near about laws no. Ye war poetry. I mean some say and also a picture language a different way of interpreting it. Now, even among Ariansem, no, Uba Psalms, so a special category of the Ariansem. A special category. In fact, Osha Psalms, Munina, Wunya any direct statement from God in the Psalms.
Say, Yamena Kasa, Messe.
In the Psalms, Wunya. It is mostly the human being talking to God.
Okay, Nipano or Kasa,
mostly in the Psalms, no. O yinyamia ye and the problem be a hanwadi to nanim and all zabu bibi. It sounds it is mostly the human being talking to God and not God talking to them. It that says the Lord. Who be your Psalms?
Even Psalms.
Radio.
And no sano ye be any day. Nipa aka se ma kire nyame but ye say no so ye nyame asem. It you say who style de be interpret eno. Ye koso a adifo no asem the prophetic literature eno so ho.
Okay.
Ebede ni atiase. Ohwe apamda danim nyina. I say e wonyina so kase bi pa. Deuteronomy 28.
Mose nguma etoso num. Eti aduonu nwotwe. Okay.
O se mutie nyame asem yesutie ma nyame asem a enhyira beba mo nchen benya yaresa benya nkoso benya mpuntuo no mapapa bebre beba mo nchen mo ya aswoden so a enome yaroa akom ene ade ebeba mo nchen sana Deuteronomy 28 eka sana Deuteronomy 28 eka enti sa wo hwe the books of the prophet, your friends say, books of history. First Samuel, Second Samuel, First Kings, Second Kings, First Chronicles, Second Chronicles. It's our books now. And you carefully chosen stories.
Okay.
To prove our point, you know. What the kind? Kings.
I am from Umedi kind. Samuel back on
Kings, Chronicles, Nehemiah, and all those books of history. They are carefully chosen stories to prove that Moya Papa, Yambi Beshiramo, Moya Bonia, Yambi Bechumaso. What if your stories not run it through?
Okay.
And it's idea no, and the books of history no. And it's a prophetic literature now. They make an effort to remind them about what was said in Deuteronomy 28. Boni amaye, ebo mukoko, boni ho, asotwea, eba musuesa mo boni amaye. Into the prophets will always try to bring them back to Deuteronomy 28.
Okay.
Into whereas the book of history, no, record, your prove say Deuteronomy 28, no, true. Moya papa, nyame beshiramo, moya bonia, nyame betwumaso. Adifo no bomodin se ombekai omo se, Ewrade aka se, moya papa, meshiramo, moya bonia, betwumaso. Into the books of the prophets were a reminder of that point that was made in Deuteronomy 28.
Wow.
Parents Radio.
It is a what kind, no one share, what kind of books of the prophets, no one share against our background now. A very difficult so better.
Okay. Now just say no interpretation. No, these are some of the principles.
Principles.
Just say
make us simplicity. No, I say who share the books of the prophets. Share against the background of the fact say moye papa nyambe beshiramo moye bonia nyambe betwumaso. Nti adifo no bo mo kokose monsan enkodi kwanpa no so ne mo nyankopon nsem nhyira mo nyankopon nsem adom mo nyankopon nsem ayaresa mo nyankopon nsem nkunimdie.
Okay good. Okay,
ye koso a ye wo parables nso e wo Bible mu abebu na parable, the word parable no from two Greek words. Ba ko ye para,
okay,
and balo ye I throw. Say wo to bibi. And a para from parallel. What it to ho.
Okay.
Inti parable simply means I throw side by side. Inti me fa one story. Now me the another story ato ho.
Okay.
And you make a point to be. Inti for every parable no, there's a one key central message or person will prove.
Bebu bia e wo tworo no no asem titire bi e wo so e wo ho e wo ho e wo mu a opesa wo kire okay
enti we for the parable of the lost coin, parable of the
100.1 FM,
parable of the prodigal son, ni nyina lost no e to prove say ba ko free mu a enya complete. Lost sheep no 99 enwa 100 ba ko free mu aka 99 into enya complete
into ja 99 no ho e ko hwe ba ko no
it say team manager osmanya 10 players ba ko amanti me ko bobo no da bi obakwa kope ba ko aka ho na 11 wenya team.
Okay
ayi agudie no oba na agudie na ayira ye no it's supposed to be 10 ba ko ayira de wo so kope ba ko wanfa ba ko na meka ho a enya complete. Papa ne ma no omye mienu ba ko ayira anfa ba ko na meka ho a enye complete.
The prodigal son na
the prodigal son no. Enti o hwe a kire se Yesu Kristo botan so pese ogi wiase nyina. Enti nipa ba ko kura free mu na Kristo nyi ne nkwa a adwuma ne nye complete.
Eno nti na Matthew 24 ho no ka se asempa no ye beka na wiase afa na nyina ansa na awie na duna na.
E wo so obi ate.
Okay.
Because ba ko kura free mu ade no enye complete. Oba so obaji wiase nyina. Who call race 100 meters. Was ma 299. Aka one nti yemfa price no mame. Debi.
Nesa asem no se nipa na ante asem na nyame ebu na tentia no a nyame anya fe.
Nti wo se ye tu anamo mo obi ate
asem no. Okay.
Nti wante so obi abete na ade no nye complete. In every parable, there's a central message.
Parents Radio.
Central message, you know, and over boy, Emma, Yati, near Ekonasi.
Right, for this is the gospel dialogue on Pent Radio 100.1 megahertz. Meeting at the elder Stephen Tete. Elder wonderful, ADJEI-ARTHUR. The man teaches wonderfully to reflect his name. Or no, and church and the share the principles of biblical and as a Bible hermeneutics and as a Bible interpretation. Principles, no, just say things are I was a guide principles, a guide. So, person what's Bible, na so abra what kind of. Baby, oh, how you tuna tabaino, na yamfa no nyina so mfa nye se ene aha doctrine ni e bi wo hono ma ye de to bi ho na ma wetimi hu se yes amanfo se enti papa se amanfo timi ka se mi se yes David hwe de oye ode ye Uriah yere enyina ene ni ama oye nyina ene Solomon mo ne adenya so ebe wiase na Nyankopon se David is a man after my heart oyo nipa odama koma so na amanfo gina no so e dey prove say oh ene say aware dodo kra Bible come no baby say
enti ba sa so e o say wo hwe Nyankopon trimu pa e fa aware ho Bible no mu nyina now did ato ne David eye hu it's a good man at his worst.
Okay, a good man
at his worst.
Chirim kakra
yam say ni papa oye ade bi enye kra.
Oh, okay.
The David aware dodo no eye negative e wo ne life mu if say Nyankopon trimu pa no say nkai wo so wo bi aware ba ko.
But talking about David as a person, no.
But no, you shall say, yes, any pano a young from so meeting Yakupon, but who say, I command David war. Nakuma a pressure Obehuno Rade.
Parents Radio.
And I offer Bible cry, there is no body. Yakupon in an anti crowns, one ye be a be a tossing. Let's just say, Yamro Yenny Nachino, a rade. Ehu ye mobo eye adom eno nkyere se men hyeda enkoye bi
okay
but otwere se na ebe ye ode bebo ye nkoko but ye to aso no na mpese ye hwe epistles enkrata anso aye twero ye no
ye to aso we are still within the principles no
how are we the principle of simplicity how are we going to look at the epistles and so
letters are never say notably Paul and a twero dodo
Paul na twero dodo ya me se ne se letters na wo twero ye no Sabe, nipa na mfiti preko no sorry say me twiro letter. Na empempi no bibi na ekoso. Enti omo twiro letter and address ye. Mese na ke 1 Corinthians chapter 1.
Okay, Corinto 4 ngoma edikai. Eti baako. I'll try
chapter 1 verse 11.
Okay. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 11. Corinto 4 ngoma edikai eti baako yimu edu baako mekenkan ose na menianom Chloe fiefo ebeyi me mo ho asotre se
abeyi me ho asotre se
abeyi me na menianom Chloe fiefo abeyi me mo ho asotre se
na chese obi abeka asem bi a kire Paul into all show letter to address
asem na nipa no beka kire
no Yahweh chapter 5 verse 1.
1 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 1. Corinto 4 ngoma edika etinum yimu baako. Wabeka se adwamammo ewo mu.
Nti se when you report bi say adwamammo wo mu nti mention letter to address it. Chapter 7 verse 1.
Corinto 4 ngoma edika etinson yimu baako. Na de mo twereye no ho de mo twereye no ho de eyema onipa se omfa ne ho enka oba
de mo twereye no de na chese o ma twereye letter bi akoma Paul na Paul so e twereye
or respond
to letter no chapter 8 verse 1.
Parents Radio.
Corinto 4 ngoma edikan eti nwotwe yimu baako na abosom aforebode ho de
efa wemdi na chese specific issues no address enti tembia no se yebeti epistles na se ya na wo se bisa se edi asem ne si ye nti a
otro sakrata
otro sa letter no wan hu ne si ye anane na ekoso no ebe edi nso obeti ase ese emadukubo ebe ye asem hu eye dan na dukubo ho asem ba ye emanye ko mu aso dem na
onsu ase wa hombra si nyina mu
nti adenti na o ka se ede na ba ye In looking at every epistle, no, it's important to ask, say, Edia Sam na aba.
Ti say ebra Paul ka say oba de me man hu kwan say on kyerɛkyerɛ. Abaya doctrine a nipa bebree ekutam say oba kra ni kwan so preach.
Nti also bisa ho say, ne na ekoso saa amre no. Saa de na ekoso wo situation ni mu ana.
Currently ana.
Nti say you the background to the epistle a ebema ayedin. Nti tintin etiatia mu say
100.1 FM.
Niahwe kwan e be fa so interpret.
Okay.
We interpreting narratives as if we interpret an epistle. One hwe obey mistake.
Amanebo no. De Bible no mu de asem a ya tworo ye amanebo asem no. Se wo kyirikyiri na wo kyirikyiri te se ne ye krata ye tworo ya. Obey wa hwe anu akoye mfom so.
Wa koye mfom so. Enti laws na e wo ho no. Ceremonial laws wo ho. Moral laws wo ho. Judicial laws wo ho. Wan hwe ye na odi ni nyina fra se Bible aka enti chenchena e wo se ye adwuma. Yemre so esa Yesu Kristo afọdụbọ a wabebọ emu de ehe na wo se tu anamo. Ante wo se ye hunu ni nyina. And that's the first principle I person you can answer.
The principle of simplicity.
Simplicity. First, can idea no in a simple form. Story no follow in a simple form. But the second instance share the type of literature no. Now what the interpretation?
Is it a narrative? Is it a poetry? Is it a law? Is it a letter? Epistle?
Okay. Now the last principle I person share the principle of history.
Okay, abakosem.
Good. Emra wo tro saa de no and emra wo kan saa asem no ede na na ekoso e wo kurom ho nipa na wo tro letter no ekoma won no ede na na ekoso ye ka se ede na na ekoso ho a ede na na ekoso amanyomu in politics.
Okay, I was abri no mu
ede na na ekoso e wo amamuom in governance. Ede na na ekoso in one culture
on a dear and our sitting one adwedie sikasemu economics mu even in entertainment e dey na na ekoso any jediem
a word like hypocrite
nyachum
one tiasie na na ekoso in the entertainment world at the time e be dey so obeti hypocrite as yi
e we neimu
obeti as yi.
Okay.
Hypocrite, maybe a hypocrite was obi an offense ba. Mechirem. Unse Greek for any romance no mo play theater no ni ade pa. Na omo a active play no. Play actors no. Any a free one hypocrites.
Hebrew kasamo no.
In the Greek. In the Greek.
In a
Greek and Roman world. Okay. Hypocrites no a play actor.
Tia breso en Quebec se bia actors and actresses.
Who say yenua Lewin, yenua no Medeko and all those.
Sure.
Almost fans pa.
Pa and dear pa.
Good.
Celebrities of our time.
But why then the man hypocrite a better problem.
Okay.
For every play actor no, he puts up a character which is different from his real character.
Dear nipa na dane di was sene no mu no. In reality no, enye sa na otie. Ebi ti say or play part as a good wife. Or say or yere a odo kuno bre ne ho ase as okuna odo yere. Ebi so play part say obi a as ni timo de. There be a role player no.
Into roller, nipa ni play in the role in the play no. Roller who play in the play no. Different from his real life.
Ni suan kasa wa brabum.
And therefore, fast forward, if we have a person you then do wa bonten no, different from the real life, then he's behaving like the hypocrites.
Pent Radio.
In fact, no mutimi the idea be show mutri into a kasakura voice na eba no. Idea no confused voice ma wu hu nipa na o kasa.
More or less a disguise.
Disguising. Into the play actor is always disguising, he is not real. On William said, into nada wom. Into so wabra bono a wo bon wo ma obi ehunu, nia wo ka ma obi atie no, different from nia wo wu mu ankasa. then you are a hypocrite. And then you need to understand the entertainment world of the day to be able to understand who a hypocrite is.
Okay. Internet say nyachum. In English to say hypocrite. No. Actually obia order bibi edi so a enye saa na ote.
But in the original, he's a play actor. And a play actor puts up a character which is different from his real character. Into nya ubein was stage, a different from nya uye ofia. Now we are hypocrites.
Okay, Karo and Nimchre and Trono baby also okay, Kawa Nimchre and Yamisompa. Nanso opemo hoden.
Good. No. And it's yeah, kind of sa. It was yeah, share Daniel chapter 5, verse 7 and 16.
Okay.
You need to understand the governance system in Babylon. And son, what is
Daniel
chapter 5, verse 7.
Okay, Daniel ngomano eti enum. Daniel chapter 5, verse 7. Daniel ngoma eti num yimu enson. Ose ohene no etie mu den se wonfa pediahunufo kaldiafo ene nyankon ene nyankon kyerefo emra ohene no ebuase Babel enyansafo no se.
Okay, now verse 16, chapter 5 verse 16.
Okay. Daniel etinum yimu edu ensia. Daniel chapter 5 verse 16. Na mate wonka se wotumi kyerɛ ensɛm as wotumi kyerɛ ensɛm ase. Na wosane apo. Na se wotumi kenkan atwere no kyerɛ me ase a. Obefra wo otankɔkɔ edi sika atweabo egu kon mu. Na waye de otoso miensa edi ahenie no etumi.
English no verse 16 no. Or say but I've heard that you can give interpretations and solve problems. Now, if you can read the writing and make known to me its interpretation, you shall be clothed with purple and have a chain of gold round your neck, and you shall be the third ruler in the kingdom. Why not the second ruler?
Okay.
Or say Daniel.
Obey your tosumi and son.
Radio.
So one to the governance system in Babylon at the time last year. A bad day. Maybe but me perceive a share. Yamra Daniel chapter 2.
Daniel ngoma eti mienu.
Mimisa say, how many years now Nebuchadnezzar did train Daniel? Chapter 1 verse 5.
Menkai 2 na 1.
Yankai chapter 1 verse 5.
Okay, Daniel ngoma eti baako yimu enum. Daniel chapter 1 verse 5. Ose na ohini yi won ahennuane enubi. Na dabia ene ne de. Nensa ene ensa onom no ebi. Ene ensa onom no bi. Se wontete won mfie miensa.
Yes, entity won mfie miensa. And I'm sure they trained them for 3 years.
Okay.
Chapter 2 verse 1.
Daniel ngoma ti mienu yimu baako. Na Nebuchadnezzar ahinie afia etoso mienu no. Ososon daye bi. Na ne honhom ho yira no. Na nani soroi.
Until they were to be trained for 3 years. Now say atete won mfie miensa. But Nebuchadnezzar
na hinia afia etoso mienu
no. And also daye no. Until na Daniel no da so wo training and ohene
100.1 FM.
I was training one for 3 years. And yes, second year and so now he so that year no so won be kira ase. I just nkofo am adwuma musu omompon.
Yes, omompon.
Na na why omo. But the system among the Babylonians ne say ohia ate akonwa so no. Edu point bi a out of old age or anything no. Otimi de ne ba betena so.
Okay.
Enti ne ba be betena konwa no so a ni obeka bia ete so ohene na ode akonwa na aka.
If I say ohino onyininti wa emre.
Ebi onyininti.
Nebia odene
for some reason.
Ebeti wa say bia bibi
nti. Chapter 5 ebe say nye onyininti.
Okay. Ebeti wa say bia bibi nti.
Nebuchadnezzar at a time ofa Daniel no bae no papa no da so wo ho eyo ohene. But otini papa nan so na edi akonwa no.
Okay.
Into omomo training one for 3 years. Chapter 2 no I refer to a situation afed the Nebuchadnezzar ankasa abeye sofo. Afed the Nebuchadnezzar ankasa be di ohene no the second year.
Na say time aye training omo no.
Time o training omo no.
Na ne papa.
Ne papa otene papa nan so e na edi ade.
Okay. Papa no na me fa say substantially no oyo ohene. But
one system no say what onya di usi ni nan so a
radio
it is on one aka
into authority bibia otimi ye bibia asa ne your papa be na into original of father Daniel no papa no da so ho but the chire in chapter 2 no afedi your papa na free home na Nebuchadnezzar ankasa bedi
okay
into onwa ankasa bedi in the second year. Because one years ube fi say nipa usi yen train one for 3 years. 3 years no so. Second year now the problem e bre om. In chapter 5 no
of Daniel no the book of Daniel.
5 of Daniel no Belshazzar ohene no ne papa eye Nabonidus.
Okay.
Samra no na Cyrus asori. Cyrus abetake wo mo man no. Enti papa no person ko sia Cyrus ene ne ko.
Cyrus inso wagini din pa o sa.
Enti on Cyrus
100.1 FM.
Your friend say Belshazzar chire. Na me ko sia
Cyrus
na ko. Enti abrantia ni trimu ya ne de ne papa de chire gya no no ne mpnafo agi wo mu ani wo ha. Enti ne papa Nabonidus no is the first king.
Okay.
Onu Belshazzar no eye the second
king.
Obviously he can appoint Daniel as the third ruler. It wanted the governance system among the Babylonians as here. Adentina, was there a second person after? There was no second person. Or I just said, Mimi me Belshazzar mini wa na wo ho. However, there's a first man.
Who is Nebuchadnezzar?
Nabonidus.
Okay.
Nebuchadnezzar something no quote that. But Belshazzar papa Nabonidus o share Cyrus and then akoko.
Okay.
They lost the battle eventually anyway. But oni Cyrus ekoko. Inti Abrantia ne tiechiri as the second ruler. Then you will appoint Daniel as the third. Inti you need to understand the governance system.
Okay. Okay.
To
be able to interpret it and understand
the political system now
I see.
Any bebre root no ekoshia a friend say who say root tama a friend say yedi root ema aware boas person ware no okoshia abrantie no nanka ono pa no ye nipa nka wo so di ade no ba hwe Deuteronomy chapter 25 na obeti ase yi Deuteronomy 25
Mose ngoma etoso enum imu eti aduonu enum Deuteronomy chapter 25
so ye be kai a Mose asam na omkoka no city gate
okay
root no aware sem no boas ne abrante city gate no nkohia ye e no mwe oyi ni mpa boa ba konso ma no ade ntira Yanka Deuteronomy 25 verse 5 from verse 5.
Okay, Mose ngoma etoso num eti aduonu num imu enum Deuteronomy chapter 25 verse 5. Se enuanom etena faako na wo mu baako wu na oni ba owufo no yere enko baabi enko ware ohoho ne kunu enua enko ne ho nware no na onye ekunu enua ayede ema no
nti enu na boas no mo ye no okuto aso
ensia no na abakan a oba no ebewo no wonfa ne nua owu ye no din ento no na ne din ampepa emfree Israel enso no na se oberima no empese oware ne nua yere no a ene ne nua yere no enko kuro pono ano mpanimfo enchen enko kase
me kunu fa kro prono no enti na wo se root nom ene Boaz nom asem de ne papa no city gate no mko kan ye because na amamre na e wo ho no say
100.1 FM
city gate.
That is what the custom of the day demands.
The custom of the day demands. Pastor yento aso
enko kro apona no mpanimfo enchen enko kase me kunu nua empese oma ni nua din etna Israel ompese oye me ekunu enua ayede nwotwe no na ni kurom mpanimfo no na ni kurom mpanimfo no emfre no enkasa nkyere no na se ogina ho kase mempese me ware no a ene ni nua yere no entwempini no mpanimfo no anim na onyi oberima no nan ase mpaboa
nti won say root no time no abrante ne ka so on ware no omo yi mpaboa ede man to Boaz na kind of story of root no Boaz ko fa abrante ne say ko una aduru so oyi ni mpaboa ba ko de man no. That was the custom of the day.
Okay.
Into one customer say, I don't know worry now or in Pabua mano. Into you need to understand the custom of the day to be able to understand it no maybe. Baby, yes, Christo can say say when ni bako when ni nifa
atu sintidia Matthew.
Or say the right eye and your friend saying the right hand. Why not the left hand? Why not the left eye?
And also
within them, no, among the Jews, no,
Radio.
the right eye and the right hand. In fact, the right was the most important part of the body.
Nifa nipeduano nifa femono.
Inti Nyankopon ensa nifa. Say Nyankopon so onsa o sabenkum so. I don't know kan ensa benkum. They believe that the most powerful, the most important part of the body was the right eye and the right hand. However important the thing is, say a tools into the touching.
Wow.
Jesus Christ refers to the right eye and the right hand because he is referring to the most important part of the body.
As according to Omontiasie of the time.
According to Omontiasie. Ebi say or say mrese
Yoma ebefa panie to krum. Since odifo ebeshen osoro ahini eno.
I don't know can Yuma. Yuma within one area no the biggest and the your friend say so moano. Nyo so wo mu pa Yuma. Into o just say ade no so pa say de enkura ne tumi fa pani to kroma ebe obetumi fa pani to kroma ebe din say sales kani no ebe ko osoro ahimem. So he used the camel because the camel was the largest land animal of their time. And if you don't understand why he's using camel, why he's using the right eye, why he's
100.1 FM,
right hand, a bit difficult to be able to interpret it. It makes us a little information about the culture, the history of the place. No, and then no. Dictionaries no any commentaries no boy
okay
make hey 2 passages be or what the passages be as suffer pa in the Bible
no ma
they are no one
me pacho tina so tesomame sa 2 passages na asofa pa in the hands of Bible interpreters menu mienu nyina ya na yakuruchire so na chese omabrewe yensa no pa passage ben papa beka ho asem na answer na no this is the gospel dialogue on Pent Radio 100.1 megahertz 30 minutes after 11 a.m. Medin the elder Stephen Tete and the elder wonderful ADJEI-ARTHUR of BK Arthur Memorial Temple of the Church of Pentecost under Kentin Chrono District in the Bompata area and we are treating the principles of Bible interpretation and say Bible hermeneutics principles. Say ye o kind Bible na kwan obetimi afa so obeti ase yi ena ye ho ye di ho komo no ye be say aba enche ye be bia homa no na answer na ma menkan fo fa ma say nyame yadom ochina anwumre ochina ifiada osana bosome da to so aduonu nkron ochina ifiada pepepe udo wani chiemu ewo kwada so area dwumadi kase a eba so no all night kase pa empire bodin din ena ejina mu ochina na the Church of Pentecost kwada so area no ena etonsa e de afre etiefo nyina se momra akasafo ewo dwumadi na se osomafo yaw eje kwaten osomafo ya ADJEI-ARTHUR the outgoing RCC ono eno ye area head edema kwada so wono kasa sanso na osofo akwasi adoma koboache papa enso kasa ewo dwumadi na se na mpaebɔ no mpanimfo bedi mpaebɔ no anim elder Dr. Bismarck Amoa ono eno da boshe prayer camp no ano no ono ka ho sanso na osofo Daniel Adoma Aduama Labi osofo Daniel Aduama Labi enso edi mpaebɔ no ho anim na afin so asofo a omo ewo bompa omo kwada so area no mu nyina meka bompa ta fa chem because wona me wo nti asofo omo kwada so area no mu nyina nso ka ho nti mpaebɔ no de gidigidi kra chena enwumre no ndu ekopem ahomache no 9 ena all night yi baso ewo ho nti bomoden na fa ohaw ene wamane enyina fa kɔ na fa kɔtwen awrade anim na nyame nkrofo a awrade nsa wo so nyame nkrofo a nyame kasa wo mote nyame nkrofo a nyame enam wo so esanyare wakase nyama kase no ena omo ekwakohia ewo ho na omo ene obehia ama awrade befa wo so ama ohaw no omo eyi ede afri wo so ama nyama akonka nti all night na baso chena 10 p.m. Boshe prayer camp anase Boshe prayer center 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. and baso bomodin say unyi wo ho emfiri mu yato adwumaje no so enti elder wonderful ADJEI-ARTHUR eda so ha. This is the gospel dialogue ma mo hwe Facebook ye remfimo Facebook for a rate in film obomoden oja message na ye be kan ti bomoden na for message ne bra sa so na ye streaming live YouTube and also Pent Radio 100.1 FM oba na wa subscribe to the YouTube channel na wa share na fin so wa comment kama pa ye be kan e the amount sene etie na bibia akonkan ye pa mensa aka message bi ha via SMS ye mesese bibi kire wadwene pa kire wadwene Bible nom ofi se e contradictory won share dan tia the history behind and all that afabra na papa enchirim emfa mawo WhatsApp anase SMS number no 0538 520 444 0538 520 444 obi edi kind the message aba o say your friend okwadwo o meduma o say ne how pa 2 verses we o say enwom ohana aduonu nson yimu mienu ena afin so busem tie aduonu nan yimu aduasa miensa kopema aduasa nan o say please I'm facing a challenge there. Kindly help me to understand it well. God bless you. God bless you too. Nti edu honoma meja breni kakra ne akan ho no ne ahwe de wo ho. Psalm 127 verse 2 and Proverbs 24 verse 33 to 34. Ono so also how e ho to pese ye boa no na me pacho kwadwo o how no pa ne sen send a message bra o how ne say ya wo kan ya won tie ase ana o find ne contradictory ana say de o how no pa challenge pa with it ne den fabra na yen hwe na papa e be chiri papa o say 2 passages bi o Bible no ma abre pa we yensa no
Second Kings chapter 2 verse 9
ai mfongoma etoso mienu mame hwe okay Second Kings ai mfongoma etoso mienu chapter
2 verse 9
etimienu yimu enkron ai mfongoma etoso mienu timienu yimu enkron na eba se eba se utwaaye no Elia ka kire Elisa se bisade menye ema wo ansa na wafame efri wonchen akọ na Elisa kan se ma wo honhom abupan mienu emra me so
good menkai English non so ewo ha okay.
Second Kings chapter 2 verse 9
when they had crossed, Elijah said to Elisha, ask what I shall do for you before I am taken from you. And Elisha said, please, let there be a double portion of your spirit on me.
100.1
A
FM.
double portion of your spirit on me.
Pent Radio.
What was Elisha asking for?
edian poti
Sa semi. Ye nyano wo ha. But nyame say, let's take our time and read around it. Yeah, research around it. In asking for a double portion of the spirit of Elijah, no, what was Elisha asking for?
etifu Thomas Paul so be chirimu.
The second one, Matthew chapter 16.
Na edian na Elisha bisa.
Okay, we Matthew chapter 16.
Matthew asempati dunsia.
to 19.
Yemu du ngotwe ene edu nkron. Matthew asempati du nsia yemu du ngotwe ene edu nkron. Ose na menso mesew se woni Petro na obotan yi so ena mede masafombe ebesie na asamando apono emu mfaso na mede osoro ahennie nsafoa bemawo na bribiara wobechechire bribiara wobechechire asase so no na wachechire no soro na bribiara wobesane no asase so no na wasane no so.
Okay. That same statement no chapter 18 verse 18 to 19.
Matthew ti dungotwe yimu dungotwe ni dunkron. Matthew chapter 18 verse 18 and 19. Ose no kra me semo se bribiara mo bechechire no asase so no wo bechechire no soro na bribiara mo besane no asase so no wo besane no soro dunkron no bio no kra me semo se mumu banu.
Okay, yemfa 18.
18 okay.
Okay. Enti
yes, Pens Radio. Yes,
Elisha can say open a double portion of the spirit of Elijah. Exactly what was he looking for? Now, clue I met me a man say, Yanka Deuteronomy 21, verse 15 to 17.
See a person at Tias, any one.
Deuteronomy 21, 15 to 17.
Deuteronomy 21, most ngoma etoso. Yankai, but me team so night here for it me. And to say Nipano on refer to Deuteronomy
21,
chapter 21,
15 to 17.
Okay.
In asking for a double portion. What is he asking for?
Okay.
Now the second day you say, whatever you bind on earth, whatever you lose. Binding and losing. What does it mean in the Jewish context?
What you for amamremu no anaso wonti asemu.
You for amamremu wonti asemu no. Ye kase ye chichire ni asane a. Enti asye be na wachiri. Enti eno ni assignment ayedeko. But point I make can say that principle of history no. It says so betumi ate asem na se ye pa. Emre na wo ka asem no. Na wo amamre mu nsem etesen. Adwadie mu nsem na etesen. Wo ahinie mu nsem na etesen.
Okay.
Wo a friend say amamu mu nsem na etesen. The prevailing circumstances of the time no ebe boa me yate ase. And now
100.1 FM.
Boss blasters are. Onka hwi. Team no say boss blasters. Omunimbo and omunimbo. Wuntimi hu. But so what can asem no 1970 a. The meaning is different from so what can asem no 2024. It's the same statement. But at the time now 1970 what can no. That was the time and now blasters are conquer the whole of Africa. It's the team no bombo say blasters. What kind of time now? Let's just omunimbo. The same statement team no bombo say blasters. Who be can 2024. Let's just say a team bia. Okwa hwe omo boy. They can't do the answer.
And year 2025.
2025. Okwa hwe omo boy. They can't do the answer. Because I'm sure you are ma osapaka ho. Enti statement ani pa ne be ye no. Ebe gina meaning no be gina the circumstances of the day. In ye papa no ba ye no o ma ye $100. See I can say me 2024. Let's just o ma ye $100 no wa ma ye be 1,600 cedis. But o ma ye $100 o kan na enyet into all the 2026 and 2024
it be exchange rate no.
Exchange rate no.
Eto 2025 exchange rate one.
Into Tiasia 2024 different from today. Into the circumstances of the day, the geography of the day, amamre mun sem ba concept say ne si tie no me si tie sa time no. Eboa ma wunya entiase e wasem ne mu.
Ene. Eno na last time e bisa say Bible no here update ana. Emma can say in here update.
Bible doing here update but hermeneutics ebe here update.
Eno so no bi nso so no wunya adwen.
And I can say well, it's not a question of say be ya we can say greet one another with
100.1 FM.
Ye di ye adwuma na. Emre bi abesen ko no. Na ha gene ade no na nya mai. And ya atum it's part of the system.
Okay. Okay.
Inti ena no na nka ho, ena ya beka ho.
Okay.
aha nti na no nti ya principle number 2 a ya kan ho asem say one and say you be hwe the type of literature near the achirem
say atworo no amanebo anwensem abebuo ana say abakosem
nkose ana whatever ne toso menu say yenhwe ne na ekoso sa amre no eno beboa mi ate no ba biase na eno no se betumi ehunu mpempi no na commentaries no especially Bible dictionaries no eboa nti wo kan a emma unhu ne na ekoso ewo sa amre no yemfa ne toso me san de down ye kan ho asem kra say harmony no say ye kan ho asem say ye nkyere Bible na ase ma ebi ni bi enkobo abira
okay
aha nti se bi ni bi bo abira ne bia ye nkyere ase no na ebi e wo say ye sanhwe
ni
nti ye kan ho asem nti menhwe the last one
okay.
Because of your time.
Yeah, sure. Nah.
We are looking at modernity.
100.1 FM.
Adia bi ekoso naano. And ye true Bible. Ye were modern time. Ye were AI. Ye were computer age. And ye wom samri. Enti kwan ben ye be fa so dia ye adwuma a emma ye mu nyame asem no so.
Okay. Okay.
Na eha no maybe akokɔ so nansen ya affect Bible interpretation these days. 2 words: modernism na postmodernism.
Okay.
We are very interesting ways of, but modernism, simply put, a propose modernism no no mo position ne say ade bia wontimi improve scientifically no enye no kore ade bia wontimi emfa statistics data ni ade improve no enye no kore
ti se ne bia yese obi bompaye mo botene ne nsa obi so na de ho ato no yeni science bia e de ko chirim
only science bia o de ko chirim enye no kore nti your friend saying miracles eni ho mi gidie ye de accordion lab ni akota su gidie
Kristo ni se okatongs o se nyame won krokro na aba no so e na wo ka kasa bi
nti ade bia wontimi
enye language on the earth nti
ye nyintum modernism for position
o mo position no
postmodernism for e kan se da bia ne mo nya adwen nya bibia na obetumi e de science approve
okay
na nka mo menka hwai e no mo to aso kan se ewo mu se nya bibia na obetumi science approve de but we are so wontimi nka se media na ye no kore
there's no absolute truth
wontimi nka se media na ye me kore ka se me eno na me pe
relativism
ka se eno na me pe enye eno na ye no kore enti se wo ye be ma
Radio
oba na ware na wo pe a ka se eno na me pe
ne mo enkyere se no na ye
papa
that's relativism.
Into postmodernism problem I pose no into ama interpretation of the Bible no as we try to interpret it in yemre so no ye di tu anamo enne no nipa nkyere mu a wode kyerɛkyerɛ no aya na aye nwonwan bebre efri se wo de se na wo ti ase ni se na me so meti ase ni se na me so ba se na tie bia ba ko wo hɔ aye no kore enti yede enti ase ye nya no efwo ne ya ka ne dada no yede tu anamo ne no hwe se anamo wa wutuo no ene nyame asem emo abira
okay
enti wo interpretation of a passage and wo application of a passage you know ebe wi ase no na ene Bible mu ba bi abo abira na chese wanko ne yi
okay so wo se na wo se kire mu a wo ti ase na ebe fete wo no na se ene tworo no ba bi ebo abira na se wo interpretation no na ya achia
because wo interpretation is correct pa dia eni se ne Bible mu ba bia
ebo abira okay
ntini ebisa ho se Bible mu apamda mu no ma bi ete se homeda so die ne was ye die ni ne se na ma was ya wie ni ne se ya wie no kwan ben so ne de ba bia adwuma ye mpan so a ene ne Bible aka no the whole Bible aka no ene ne mo abira okay yem fa no rosa se ne na te e wo apamda da no mu na ana se the contemporary trends as a result of Yesu Kristo na adwuma obeye ye no amanu ma bi ensachira ya abam ye ka aware a ene de yen nti ye benya aware bi a eye bema ne bema oba ne oba na
okay
and I say ye ne sa eni nyame asem no bo abira nti even as we try to apply the scripture in a contemporary situation it should not conflict with any part of the Bible.
Okay, in as much say ye pese Bible ye interpreting a match with ye emprempre asetna emprempre nimdi adoso emprempre abefo me fan say abode mu nyansa mu hwehwe mu akọ anim technology akọ anim nyina no any kwan say a conflict with nyame stance
if it's a nyame nsesa
okay
enti ye kan say na nia ye kan but nia ye ka ye ho about a friend saying harmony say be ko benkrum and say yenhwe ye na enkyerase a wo de be ma Bible ne fa baabi no ene Bible ne fa baabi amo abira
okay
ene ne fa baabi amo abira em say na no ye fa 2 Samuel 24:1 and 1 Chronicles 21:1 e de ye mfanto ho
sa asem no de na no ye kan ye no o de to asoma me na ase o say the gospel dialogue jumadie we no ye die no ye suamu ye di sua niam bebre na nyame nso nam so ebiebie niam bebre so sada na ye ba ya ye be discuss sa asem ni wie ya ye koye no anche ena me come across video bi ewo abefo tintan ya so na nipa kro no asem na ye kan na no pepepe na woka na me wura mu na me hu se onye obi a ono no why ready so person osua de ne de ne se ono no oye critic of the Bible na me pese me gibre kakra enche me kwa homa no so producer signal me se wo se me kwa homa no so na mpese ye tie asem na o kan ye no eni enchiremu a wo de maaye eni na asem a o kan no ne emesi asem we so na fe ye nkyere nipa ne de na o de abanum na me mie phone lines no na na asem na o kan ni nie
amrofo no o ma ye copy edit and paste bi o Bible ni don we ye no mo de amrofo no o ma ye copy edit and paste bi o Bible ni don we ye no mo de the same story o but mo de ba akon o ma bonsam mo de ba akon so ama awurade don de ama awurade no enie 2 Samuel 24:1 etifia sebni o man ne kan ne ho asotwen na awurade buhuru ti a Israel bio na ohunyan David ti a won se kona kokan Israel no Juda 2 na ohene ka kire osahene Yohab a wokan ne ho ne se kochini Israel musuakuo nyina firi Dan kosi Beersheba na monkan oman no na minhunu oman no dodo ana dom de ma Satan no susu nie eno susu ye 1 Chronicles chapter 21 verse 1 etifia semni oman no kan ne ho asotwen na Satan so originate a Israel bio na opiepia David say onkan Israel 2 na David ka kire Yohab ne edom no mu asafo hene say monko kan Israel mfiri Beersheba nkodru Dan na momfa ho kase mreme na minhunu won dodo 2 Samuel 24:1 na awurade buhuru ti a Israel bio na ohwenyan David ti a won say kona kokan Israel ni Juda ana 1 Chronicles 21:1 na Satan so originate a Israel bio na opiepia David say onkan Israel nti say ye hwan na ema David akwakokan Israel foi Satan ya na say ye awurade de he ne yemfa
Bible yi and the same quotations we know be chim last time na ishia I think this last month or some you real lesson no na de chin and I'm chancing on this video and so abrantie we oye ono no onye obi a opese osua de Debi eno nya ne de ne se opeso otiase ne de ne se o se Bible no nya no kore. Bible no contradictory. Ebo ebra nti ono oye a staunch critique on the as or criticize the Bible no say any quasi agitum kra nti ni nyina so ni bi ni am say we dey catch him aha
mensre na me ka say
nti o sha say so tie a o say abrofo no so mo dey ono ni giden say abrofo na the Bible no ba no say o my copy and paste the same story no ma copy no ma edit and o dey ba kwa ma Satan no dey ba kwa ma nyanko
ne ma me gi Bible di say nyame asem ne say the kind of criticism ya subject the Bible to no. Se book bia ngimi nyina. In fact, omo a ye bi nyina, wo de kofa any religious book. Na ya attempt say wo subject to the criticism ya subject the Bible
to.
Entimi nyina. But criticism nyina echi no. Bible ejina ho.
Pens Radio.
Akwa wo Nyankopon ho zene say oye no kwafo nti tembia opese no kure wasem no ne ma etie anka nsem bia ewo Bible no me tro Bible ka bia ka me mfa nka ho say lot mama ene wo papa ekodaaye ni ade say ka obekata
say abakosem kra mpo no yes abakosem a yi no ye nka nchirima nti abakosem no bi wo ho no ma omuyi film kra
but nyame beka ni nyina enti say ade say omo pese omo ye
katasumu mu aso anase
bi bisa katasumu mu aso anka bia anka omo de ma baako but enam say na mesi chiremu no Erade oni yen na etu anamo na sabi onani yen robots enti se mente French na erade person na me so kasa o ma me ntwero French because mente French
okay
nimdi a me wo enti ase a me wo no eso no onam me so de be kasa unse empayinfo ebitimi bu be pa ni mpayinfo kasa kwa pa o kan se ma pie wo obi si nim hwe ne hwe ya onim no the same message no beba na me kan say at the time First Chronicles omo chire Chronicles any the last book omo chire ye
First Chronicles bro so sem ngoma edikan
in the Hebrew Bible no First and Second Chronicles na ye one book a book of Chronicles no
na a book baako na
bomu baako First Samuel, Second Samuel ye one book, First Kings, Second Kings ye one book all the minor prophets no bom as one book.
Oh okay.
Actually no omo pai mu but what true Chronicles no that was the last book omo true emra no move free exile aba omo konkwaso mu wo Babylon kodi mfie bebere no esan baaye no ansa na wo true Chronicles
okay
into omo free nkwaso mu baaye no enti ase omo wo no ma bi hu no asesa before so omo call into exile no na ni omo won se ni omo nim ni se ade bia beto ye no nyame efri nyame ana nyame na di amaye enti
100.1 FM
yes nyame na ato ne yefunu mu Pharaoh eprim na akoma no yes nyame na eprim Pharaoh akoma honhomane etete so no yes honhomane fri nyame na betete so ye bisa senti nyame wo honhomane chese ni ebesi bia no nyame na aye na say your devotions on the book of Job Job ebedu point say erade na otete no enya as if say erade na permit say Satan tete no but Job can say erade say erade wo na otete me tidabe na obejai me erade hu ejai me enti no mo adwen say ni ebesi ebetu nipa bia no nyame na aye enti say David akokan nipa dia
ene ne nyame na man
kokan ene ne nyame na man ye enti asia no mo at the time no
eno na nipa no de true at the time
I'm not the true Second Samuel in the time of writing Second Samuel no me say ye besi bia nyame na aye me kai emre bi a Philistine for omne your friend saying Philistine for kokon ye na omdi nkuguo ena mu ma Eli ne ne manu wu ye no say Erade adentina wama yedi nkuguo Erade na ma mo edi nkuguo now so almost free exile eba ye in Chronicles no afi no mo hu no ma bi a Satan eye
okay omo hu niama esia efri nyame ene nyama nso etimisi esia emfri nyame
nti afi no mo nya santi ase and it's good say Yakopon me hu adwena na nkrofo no wo before so mo call exile ene adwena mo wo after exile
se de bia ka Ghana hayati kura no obo ha se otena kroketu amu ne nkwa na nyina ne nti ase wo niama bi hu nko so okotena krokase mu nso a ne nti ase wo niama bi hu enko obi a wa test formal education ne nti ase wo niama hu nko ena obi nso a onko school ni bi kura nso ne nti ase wo niama bi hu no nso
it is very different enti se ye hu ne sa ne kasa abrofo bi ena aye cut
Pens Radio yesu nko
obi anko aye cut and paste nko be in such a way say wunya argument
bia wo ho
but enye cut and paste
also my editing on the way am all right papa yam kia nim na akai about 50 minutes I will say be phone lines no but yenyi menu ye question na no o say Psalm 127 verse 2 and Proverbs 24 33 and 34 no o say yes I'm